Welcome back to the show. The Coalition is this morning pushing for a high-powered probe into how to block a terrorist sympathiser's visa in an escalation of a rare dispute with the nation's spy chief. Joining us to discuss today's headlines is ALP National President Wayne Swan and Independent MP Di Lee. Morning, guys. Nice to see you. Swanee,
good morning.
This comes just 2 days after Peter Dutton called for a total ban on people migrating from Gaza. What's your reaction?
Well, the current government is processing visas in the same way that they were processed when Peter Dutton was a member of the previous government. He's just playing politics, and that's dangerous. Effectively, he's rejecting the ASIO processes that he adopted when he was a minister, and I think that just exposes the agenda.
Do you have any? Have you lost any faith in ASIO?
Not at all. I think they're a first-class organisation, and the director is a first-class public servant.
Okay, Di?
Look, you know, being a former refugee who has been processed to arrive here in Australia, I have no doubt we have a very tight security system. So we get processed and, you know, is it a question that the current system, the processing hasn't gone, you know, as extensive as it has during my time as a refugee? So that is probably a question we need to ask.
Some pretty big faults in the system, though, recently, don't you think?
Well, look, our immigration system needs a rethink. Absolutely, it's broken. But I think when it's about humanitarian, I have no doubt that our government goes to great lengths to ensure that we are keeping our community secure and we are helping those that are in need and not bringing, you know, those that are terrorists, as the coalition.
I think, Swanee, it's been an absolute nightmare for the government. The visa situation has been awful.
Well, we've been dealing with problems that Peter Dutton left us. But look, the government has knocked back 7,000 visas from this area. They've processed, I think, about 3,000. We've had these events before. People have come here, as Di said, for very, very good reasons. And you can't turn around and say the same processes we used, you can't use, or that suddenly they're completely ineffective.
Do you think that we should be letting Hamas sympathisers into the country?
No, I don't. And that's why they are being screened. That's why they're being screened by ASIO.
I think every single application has to be processed and assessed based on its merit and its issue, and the people has to be screened. Absolutely, I think that's not that shouldn't be questioned at all. But I think let's focus on, I think from our perspective, what's now important for our community and our economy, really, for the people in my electorate of Fowler, which is the cost of living.
All right, moving on, Olympic breaker Raygun has broken her silence, hitting out at critics after her Paris 2024 performance went viral. Take a look.
I didn't realise that that would also open the door to so much hate, which has frankly been pretty devastating.
Swanee, your thoughts?
Oh, look, she competed under the rules of the Olympics, and really, I mean, the hate stuff is just reprehensible. I found it all, in a sense, a bit amusing, and I took a lot of cheer out of it. I mean, if you enter, let's say, a sprint and then you go dancing and not running, people are going to make comment. But
is that what you do, Swanee, on your weekends?
Of course.
Di, for you?
But isn't it a question of the selection process? I think this is about...
I think she qualified.
But the selection process in terms of who set up the selection committee.
Yeah.
My understanding is that her husband was part of the selection committee. I mean, I haven't followed her performance at all.
What are you insinuating?
I know.
She's just an Aussie girl having a go on the world stage.
Yes,
Come
well,
on.
Apparently she got quite a lot of...
Yeah, it's a bit much. All right, another news, Brisbane Lions legend Jason Ackermanis has said it's time for Queensland to get on with it. Set plan to transform the Gabba into a 60,000 Olympic stadium. Wayne, it needs to be done, doesn't it?
The Olympics Committee has got it in hand. Queenslanders have rejected comprehensively a massive new stadium. There'll have to be alterations to the Gabba. You know, we all like the Gabba. Carl, you and I have been on the hill there quite a few times, I'm sure.
Back in the day.
Over the years, back in the day. But look, leave it up to the Olympic Committee. I don't think we need the advice from the sidelines. I like Mr Ackermanis. He grew up just down the road from where I live. He's a local, but you know, let's leave it to the people who know what they're doing.
No, we've got to do something. It's got to be a world-class facility.
Well, there's plenty of time. Carl, there's plenty of time.
Taxpayers I mean, it's up to the Queenslanders. Is your community ready and want the new thing rebuilt, Swanee? I mean, that's up to the Queenslanders.
Well,
isn't it?
the Queensland community don't want a massive new stadium. That's absolutely correct. And the Olympic Committee has got it all in hand, and I think it'll all get done. I think what they've shown in Paris is you can get these things done without constructing a whole lot of new kit.
We don't have a Stade de France, though, and that's the one thing. Thank you, guys. Have a great weekend. Appreciate it. Good to see you again, Swanee. You've got that holiday glow about you. Over to you, Says.
In Acker we trust, as long as he's doing a handstand when he's